Hey guys, welcome back to Lisa Stavenall Art. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. Today, in honor of my baby being out of the vet hospital, we are going to discuss pets in creative spaces, whether it's a room in your home, a corner in an apartment, or you're lucky enough to have an art studio. Let's talk about how we can keep our pets safe while we are doing something we love. And this is my latest art I'm working on. Pretty excited. So anyway, let's jump in because this really is close to my heart. Cats, dogs mainly is what I'm talking about. But if you have a guinea pig that runs around, a ferret, a bird, these will apply as well. And one thing we always need to keep in mind are babies. Puppies, kittens, they put things in their mouth. They're just like children, okay? Only children do it for a lot longer. My fur babies, only did it for about the first year of their life when they were puppies to 1-year-olds. My kids probably did it till they were 2 or 3. But remember, but older dogs will do it too. Puppies are just more inclined. So I will start off personally, me, if I had a baby kitten or a puppy, I would not let them in my space. It would be too stressful because they're gonna be testing the world out. And how do animals test the world out? One way is through their mouth. And I would put a baby gate across my door and they could sit right outside. They would, and sit there and watch me. Puppies, if they tend to wander, I might gate them in on 2 ends, and that way I can keep an eye on them. They can see me, but they're not wandering where I don't want them to be. So puppies and kittens are a little different. I'm talking more mature animals because, again, I wouldn't have babies in my studio. And I want to start by posting the ASPCA poison control number. This number is free. When you call, they're going to ask you questions. They're going to answer your questions and not say we need a credit card before we can help you. Okay? So this is the ASPCA number. And it's free. It's 24/7 poison control for animals. Now, this biggest thing I'm going to say right now is important. And it's important having a pet no matter what, whether they're in your creative space or they're in your home, they're in your car. Train your pet. Train them. They deserve that. Okay? Yes, we want them to be animals and we want them to have fun, but we want them to be safe. And training your pet keeps them safe. And you can train cats, you can train dogs, you can train birds. I had a guinea pig that would come on command. So I trained her to come to me when I called her. It can be done. Animals are smart. So please train your pet, no matter what it is, train it. It's going to benefit them and it's going to benefit you in the long run. So take the time. And yes, when they're babies, it takes probably that whole first year to get things all the way trained. But that's okay because they are sweet, loving little creatures. They're depending on you to keep them safe, to look out for their well-being, to keep them happy. That's your responsibility when you get these guys. So train them. The next big thing, and yes, I have notes. The next big thing is odors. Odors. This is a pet peeve. Please don't come at me if you are somebody that diffuses. Please don't come for me. Okay? This is coming from a place in my heart of love for your animal, for animals. And I know one of the oil people's companies said, oh, this is safe for animals. And they've all said, and people will come out and say, oh, they're, guys, let's just say animals, dogs, cats, birds have very, very, very very, very, very sensitive olfactory systems, which is your nose, and very, very, very sensitive respiratory systems. Their lungs and their respiratory system is not as hardy as ours. They're very delicate. So when you let out toxic fumes from paints or cleaners, solvents, or from oils diffusing or from saging, that can cause irritation. Okay, it can irritate them. It can irritate their inside their nose. It can irritate their little lungs. So if you like to sage your space before you start, that's awesome. Just keep your pets in a different part of the house till the smoke and the smells are gone. And please don't run a diffuser around your animal. So of course you want to keep the solvents, the paints that smell, anything that has strong odors. You don't want that around your pets. Another thing is paints and gessos, that sort of thing. Make sure your lids are on. If your animal is prone to lick tops and you don't wipe them all the time, or maybe you do, but there's crevices in these things, and maybe there's stuff still in those grooves on the lids, then don't put them low. If you have a dog that likes to lick stuff and he's gonna lick them, then put them up high. You have to judge. If your dog likes to lick stuff and is nosy, you don't like to wipe. I know some ours don't like to wipe their lids of their paints or whatever they're using. I'm not judging, okay? I just do it because I have a CRPS and messy stuff really irritates me. And it didn't start till I got CRPS. So anyway, but keep everything up high, okay? If you have cats, then you need to keep them in the shelf with doors closed. That way the cat can't get in the shelf, knock them all on the floor. Maybe the cat and dog might, if you have both, collaborate, and the dog might say, hey, let's try that. You get up there, knock it off the shelf, and we can lick it. So just, if you have cats, keep everything in the cabinet with doors. Safest bet around. Now, besides paints and gessos and impastos, varnishes, and all of those stuff that we have to worry about around our pets, to make sure, either if you have pets like mine that don't bother them, just make sure the lids are closed and you wipe off the outside, or again, put them up. And if you have cats, in cabinets with doors. Besides that, our tools. Now, especially if you're a sculptor or you like to paint with palette knives, are these super sharp? No. But would they hurt an animal if they jumped on it? Yeah, they would. They could pierce the skin and cause some damage. Plus, do you clean your palette knives if you use them every time? Do you have a buildup? Excuse me. Do you have a buildup of paint or solvents or other products on your palette knives? Maybe you do clean them, but not hot soapy water, and there is still something on there that could hurt your pet. So the safest bet, again, is to keep them somewhere where your pet cannot get into them. Especially if you are a clay person and you use, knives, or if you're a woodworker, you're going to have stuff that's hot. Maybe you do wood burn. Just whatever you do, make sure the tools are kept properly. Make sure the tools are kept properly. Spills, besides the fact that they could lick them up, but also remember, dogs walk and they lick their feet. Okay, so wherever they walk, they're licking whatever they're walking on. So just make sure you're keeping your floors nice and clean. If you work with something that spills and it is toxic, make sure you get your pet out of the space until you are 100% sure whatever that solvent or that paint was is 100,000% off your floor. Because they lick their feet, and their pads on their feet are extremely sensitive. Same thing with taking your pet outside on an 80-degree day, 85-degree day. Can you put your hand on that black asphalt and not be burned? Okay, if you can, then your dog can walk on it. But if you put your hand on that black asphalt and you go, oh, geez, that's hot, why are you making your dog walk on it with those sensitive pads on the bottom of his feet? Don't do that. There are options for the stinky products, but you know what? We know that, but most of the time they don't work in what we're doing. Okay, the VOC paints. If you can create, and that's your thing, and you want to use those, go for it. But I know they're expensive. And again, that's why I talked about odors at the beginning. If you're going to be painting with something or having a lot of solvents, oil paints out with a lot of odor, maybe not even have your babies in the space with you, just because their noses are so sensitive and their lungs are extremely sensitive as well. Alright, and just another thing, this is kind of for a you perspective versus for your pets. But if you have pets that shed and you have them in your space, of course you're going to have hair. You might have hair in your paint. You might have hair stuck to canvas. So you might want to take steps to maybe cover things with sheets or wax paper or special netting. You might want to make sure you vacuum your space up. Maybe if you have paints that are open, they're in sealed containers. Just something to help you out, especially with cats that climb, but also with dogs that shed. I'm very lucky. My two are part poodle. They do not shed, which is one reason I had them, because my husband had asthma. Make sure if you do have your pets in your space and you have a jumper, they have strict boundaries. They know I can't jump on your desk. My dogs obviously can't. They're about this high off the ground. But if you do have one of those beautiful bigger dogs that likes to jump, just make sure they know their boundaries. Again, training them will save you, your artwork, and your pet a lot of grief. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I wasn't trying to piss anybody off about the oil diffuser thing, but I know I've seen too many cases through friends. I have a friend that is a vet, that the safe is not safe, and it does damage. Maybe you might not see it right away, but it does cause damage, and that was all I was trying to let you know. So I hope it didn't piss you off. Guys, take care. I hope you have a wonderful creative weekend. I will be back on Saturday with a short, probably related to her. So thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.